What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about 5 things I love about my 135i. I got good feedback in the 5 things I hate about my 135i. Kind of brought up some of the downfalls of these cars, but there's not many. So as you guys know, and probably the reason why you guys would want to buy a 135i is for the motor. So number 1 is definitely the N54 and N55 motor. So this car runs the N55 from factory, as it's the LCI facelift model. It's not a 1M, as I guess you guys know, but having the N55, the reason why I like this motor in particular so much is for the sound, and I think it's by far the best sounding motor for this era of BMWs. Even potentially for the newer ones, I think the N55 just sounds awesome. I always get positive feedback about the sound, and it's just overall a very nice engine to work with. Number 2, these cars from factory have Brembo 6-pot brakes on the front, and they stop unbelievably well. You get crazy when you upgrade the brake lines, the brake pads, and just the fact that the pads are sitting in a fixed caliper. You can't really get much better than that from factory for this caliber of car. The M3s didn't even come with those brakes from factory, and it just it's just, you don't even need to look at upgrading them. You just need to do pads, lines, and potentially rotors. And if I could explain how hard these things stop, I've never experienced brake fade with these upgraded parts. They're just awesome. I'm potentially gonna upgrade them, but that's just more so for an aesthetics look. But as is, they're amazing. Never had an issue with them. So number 3 would have to be the dual clutch. I know a lot of you guys like manuals, and a manual gearbox is good. I guess it's more connecting with the car, but this transmission for this year, it's probably one of the best transmissions available, like for cars of this year. I've never had an issue with it, and the fact that I've done an XHP stage 3 tune to it just brought it to life a little bit more. And this car, I feel, wouldn't be what it is without that dual clutch, and that's one thing I really love about BMWs in particular. If you guys want to buy a 135i, the manuals are awesome, yes, and they do handle good power, but DTC is so fun. It makes the car very enjoyable. All right, so number 4 is definitely the wheelbase on these cars and how nimble they are. If you want to kick these out sideways, it doesn't take much at all. And considering it's got the open diff, it makes it even easier to a degree, how violently it kicks. I just like the proportions on this car opposed to other models that BMW sell. Everything is just so proportional, like the front wheels, the rear wheels, doesn't look too long. It's just the perfectly shaped car. And the fact that you can add little bits and pieces just makes it look so much more aggressive than other models, I feel. And that kind of ties in with number 5. So number 5 would have to be, these cars have so much aftermarket products available for them, you can build practically whatever you want. And the fact that this 1M body that I've done, is majority of them are OEM parts that just bolt together. And BMW somewhat makes them affordable for people to consider doing. Not that BMW, I feel, no people want to do that to their 135s, but for the people that do the build and the conversion, it's not overly hard or difficult to do, and there's just such a variety of parts. The fact that this now works with all M3 fitment for the wheels and stuff, there's an enormous amount of aftermarket parts for the brakes, for transmission, just everything. And I like the fact that there's even aftermarket panels available for the car, even door cards. Like, it just makes these cars such a great base to build on, to modify and enjoy, and become a bit of a hobby. And I just think for those of you that want to buy a 135i, there's so much potential with the car, and they are a great car to build and have fun with. And just, I think all 5 of those things is what makes the 135i such a great car. And if you were looking at buying one, they're really things that separate these from other cars that just make them so enjoyable. You don't really get a dual clutch transmission in most other cars that feels and drives like the BMW gearbox does, as well as a straight 6 turbo engine and those brakes. I don't know where you would get Brembo brakes like that from a factory in a car of this price range. It's just, there's not many. Probably like a Megane RS, like they have pretty good brakes, but they're not available worldwide. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know these are 5 things, or 5 reasons why I love my 135i, but I'm sure those things probably relate to some of you. Some of you might say the manual transmission is awesome, and like some days I do wish I had a manual, but that's part of the reason why I did buy this car. And that's why I really enjoy driving it. So guys, make sure you like the video. Comment 5 things you love about your 135i below. I'd be keen to see what what parts of the car that you enjoy. If you guys haven't watched my last video of 5 things I hate about my 135i, be sure to check that out. Comment 5 things you hate as well. I like to see what other people hate opposed to me when it comes to cars, and what kind of parts they enjoy. See you guys in the next one. See ya.